Okay, first let me start off by saying that I'm not a psychic. I just basically want to alert the public and let you guys know what's going on right before your very eyes. I'll be stating actual facts and not guessing or assuming anything, so please pay close attention to what I'm about to say. There's a group of people named the Illuminati. They consist of banking and money groups, intelligence groups, secret society groups, political groups, religious groups, and educational groups. The founder was a man named Adam Weishaupt back in the 1760s. He was a Jew who turned Catholic priest, so basically he denounced God. He wanted to destroy all government and all religious institutes. He picked the name Illuminati because he said that it was derived from Lucifer and means holder of the light. The Illuminati now consists of 13 bloodlines of rich, powerful, famous, and elite people. The goal of the Illuminati is to create a one-world government. They basically want to lead and force the world into slavery and dictatorship, which is a new world order. They want to destroy all national identity and all national pride. They want to reduce our spending power, eliminate our freedoms, lower us to third world country status, and confiscate our rights. They want to destroy religion and control everyone through mind control with drugs such as LSD, crack, coke, heroin, and through video games, music, movies, and violence on TV. They want to depopulate large cities. They want to legalize drugs, increase starvation, increase unemployment, introduce and spread cults throughout America. They want to decline the military, pass executive orders, infiltrate churches, schools, corporations, small businesses, and everything else. I know you're thinking, how is this possible? They can't do that. Yes, they can, and yes, they will. I'll tell you how. They basically have to push every country to its knees so that they are weak and helpless. America is basically the last one standing, but because of 9/11 and other disasters, quote unquote, we are already weakened. Yes, they plan 9/11, and yes, they can control the weather. Basically, they plan 9/11 so they could rebuild the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, and the Pentagon the way they needed to be built so they could control them. They did the same with New Orleans, and still fear in us so that we rely on them, thus the government. They will make a rise in the cost of everyday necessities. They will undermine sources of agricultural production, meaning basically everything you need to survive is going to go up, and everything you need as far as food, they're going to basically undermine that. They basically they want to destroy the Constitution, which is a big thing, and I'll explain more about that later. Their method of takeover will be through harassment, population control, containment, detainment camps. Yes, I said detainment camps, or here it's called jail, quote unquote. Moral corruption, diversity, racial dissension. I'll talk more about racial dissension a little later. Removal of God, gambling, chaos, government cover-ups, environmental and global warming issues, which are all staged because, as I said earlier, they control the weather. They want to destroy the workforce. They want to increase crimes, terrorism. They want to enforce slavery and prostitution. Again, let me say this again. They want to enforce slavery and prostitution. Genocide. They want to spread diseases. They have ways of doing this basically through technology. That's like one of their biggest means. So this is, I'm explaining you how they're going to do this. Through the economy, feminism, and they have many more methods. By taking over the music and movie industry, that was like their biggest way of basically getting most of Americans to join unknowingly. Basically, they're brainwashing their viewers and listeners. Not all, But most celebrities in Hollywood had to sell their soul to the devil to become rich and famous. A fact. And if you don't believe me, please look it up. They then brainwash you, their fans, quote unquote, into worshiping them. Therefore, you're worshiping the devil yourself by following them. This is how they're able to control a majority of Americans. You may not know that by listening to your favorite musician or watching your favorite actor in a movie, you're already being brainwashed into their system. The next question you may ask is why? I'll tell you why. Satan gets the New World Order and his politicians, who are all part of it, to make up rules and regulations to prevent people from doing what God wants them to do. They want to control America and force us to abort religion, meaning you can't be a Christian, you can't be a Muslim. Yeah, trust. Especially Christianity. Especially Christianity. Now, in the final phase of the conspiracy, the one world government will have a king dictator, meaning one king that we're supposed to, quote unquote, worship and bow down to, the head of the United Nations, the CFR, a few billionaires, a few economists, and a few scientists whom they need. Everyone else, including you and I, will most likely be integrated into a vast conglomeration of Mongolized humanity, meaning will be enslaved. You must still wonder why though, right? It's because their main objective is to control America's money. Men who serve as stooges and promote them in high places consisting of the federal government, Congress, the U.S. Supreme Court, and all other federal agencies. Basically, they want to create minority group strife throughout the nations, especially between black and whites. This is what I was saying. I was explaining a little earlier. They want to turn blacks against whites, which is kind of, racism still exists, so it wouldn't really be too hard for them to actually, make this work. But that's basically their biggest thing, trying to turn blacks against whites. And that's their main focus. It's not about turning Spanish people against whites, turning blacks against, it's really, really, really blacks against whites. They want to create a movement to destroy religion, as I was saying earlier, in the United States, especially Christianity. The one world enslavement calls for the confiscation of all private property and control of individual earning powers. Please let me repeat this for the people who are not understanding. The one world enslavement calls for the confiscation of all private property, meaning anything you own, everything you own, your house, your car, and control of individual earning powers, meaning they control how much money you make. But right now, such tax cannot be forced upon us because it is forbidden by the Constitution. This is why they want to amend the Constitution, so that they can do this. Only an amendment to the Constitution could give the government such powers. So if they were to ban the Constitution, then they would be able to come into your house, remove you from your house, take your car keys, say, okay, well, we own all the jobs, so basically you're working for us at a McDonald's, in which we own, so you're still our slave, quote unquote, and we're only going to pay you $100, $200 a week. There's nothing you can do about it, and really you're going to give that $100, $200 a week right back to them for food and necessities and things that you need. You're probably now wondering, when will this happen? It's set to take place either December the 12th, 2012 or December the 21st, 2012. I'm not really sure which date, but one of those dates will be the day. That's why they got America so scared, saying, oh, the world's going to end. The actual world is not going to come to an end, but the world as we know it will. Our freedom is going to come to an end. Our national identity is going to come to an end. Our pride, our that's why I said the world as we know it will come to an end. They're going to stage some kind of terrorist attack to make us panic again and turn it in for protection. Basically, you remember how, like, when 9/11 happened, how they had all these security measures in force? Well, basically, they're just going to go completely overboard with security measures to, quote-unquote, protect us. And that's how they're going to begin their New World Order. They will then enforce the New World Order after this attack happens and impose their new laws on us. Laws, quote unquote. Basically, I know someone who's watching this don't believe me, so I will actually quote a speech from a member of the Illuminati. His name is Myron Fagan. Begin quote. The question of how and why the UN is in crux of the great conspiracy to destroy the power of the U.S. and the enslavement of the American people within the United Nations one world dictatorship is a complete and unknown mystery to the vast majority of the American people. The reason for the unawareness and of the frightening danger to our country and to the entire free world is simple. The masterminds behind this great conspiracy have absolute control of all our mass communication media, especially TV, radio, press, and Hollywood. We all know that our State Department, the Pentagon, and the White House have brazenly proclaimed that they have the right and power to manage the news, to tell us not the truth, but what they want us to believe. They have seized that power and on orders from their master of the great conspiracy, and the objective is to brainwash the people into accepting the phony, quote-unquote, peace bait to transform the U.S. into an enslaved unit of the United Nations one world government, end quote. The only way to beat the Illuminati is to get rid of their legislations and go back to God's law. Please, and I stress please when I say please, pretty please, do not let the devil trick you. Do not follow these celebrities and these people out here with all this power and allow them to lead you straight to hell. I must let you know that God will allow his people to suffer. And I know you're thinking, if God loves me, why would he let this happen? He said that there will be a great suffering. He's going to allow his people to suffer. But it's basically a test of your faith. So really, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed and follow God, he will deliver you from the belly of the beast when he is ready. But one must have faith at all times. Follow Jesus and not the system. I pray, truly I pray, that by delivering this vital information to the public, that I'm able to save at least one soul. At least one soul. Please get informed by visiting 100777.com/plan. Again, please get informed by visiting 100777.com/plan for more information. Basically, I'm pretty sure there are some non-believers, someone who think I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I encourage you guys to visit jatruth.net/Illuminati.htm protocols. Again, that website is JATRUTH.net/ILLUMINATI.HTM protocols. And basically, that's the you can actually read the protocols of what the Illuminati themselves are planning on doing. I would share it with you, but it's way too much information for me to put online. So basically, please check that out, and that way you can see for yourself. And please, you guys, be blessed, stay with God, and remember that God's law is the only way to defeat the Illuminati.